I want to talk to you about wheelchair tennis. My first question is, why does the Netherlands produce so many exceptional players in wheelchair tennis?
I think we have a good history in wheelchair tennis. Some pioneers in Holland started with it. We have a very good coach, we had very good coaches, and they discovered it and they worked very hard on it and going through it, and it became more and more professional. So maybe that's the secret. I will not tell you all the secrets.
No, go on, try. We won't tell anybody. You can give us a few more secrets.
All right. If you don't tell it to other people, then it's okay for me. No, I think we have a fantastic ambassador like Esther Vergeer now. She's unbelievable. Like 11 years without losing one match, and but there were also people before her that developed the wheelchair tennis skills, because it's really specific skills you need, and I think the coaches did a very, very good job.
I want to get on to Esther Vergeer in a minute, but it's not just Esther. There are so many players, and is it the funds that's put into wheelchair tennis in the Netherlands? Is it the facilities? What would be the biggest factor?
Well, we are a small country. I mean, it's 300 kilometers from south to north and 200 kilometers from east to west. So it's a flat country. And we have a structure that is very sophisticated. That means you can play anywhere in the clubs. There are a lot of clubs in Holland, more than 1,700 tennis clubs. So you can always play. And also the wheelchair players can go to a club nearby. And I think it's very important that they find each other, but also play with not disabled people.
What I want to ask also is, how much of an impact would players like Jacco Elting, Jan Simmering, Paul Hachus, those sort of guys, how much of an impact would they have had on the development of wheelchair tennis, the able-bodied players compared to the wheelchair people?
Oh, that's difficult to say. I think tennis in Holland has a big history. Since 1899 we already started as a federation, and it developed with Tom Akker. It became really a sport for everybody in the 70s. After that we had a very good generation like Paul, Jacco, Richard Krajicek,
Paul Koevermans,
Mark Koevermans. He was very good player. So we had a exceptional generation, and I think it brought popularity to the sport. And of course it affects also, because for me it's one sport, you know, wheelchair tennis and the tennis. And they play with each other sometimes. That's really good to see.
Esther Vergeer, what a phenomenal individual. 11 years, I mean, it is unheard of even for able-bodied tennis players.
Yeah, for sure. And she's a real ambassador for the sport. She has her own foundation also to promote not only tennis but also other sports for disabled people. So she's really the best ambassador you can have.
And a nice person too.
That's right, for sure. And that helps a lot.
Have you ever asked her how she keeps doing it, how she keeps winning for 11 years unbeaten? It sounds like 1,000 matches undefeated. It's 430, 450 or so matches undefeated. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, and she keeps on going. That's a surprising thing, because you could say she had also a difficulty. She even had some match points against her. You remember the Olympics, the Paralympics, the last one. And but she still managed to win and to keep the motivation. And she's now working with Sven Groeneveld, and a very good top-class coach. So she still finds something within her that keeps her going, I think. But you should ask herself, then you know the real thing.
Well, last question. I mean, I asked you a moment ago about the inspiration people like Koevermans and Hachus and Elting and Michael Schreppers and all that would have on the wheelchair guys. But I guess when you look at Esther Vergeer, what an inspiration she is for any tennis player, able-bodied or wheelchair tennis player.
For sure, that's right. And I have to say, now she's top class, and we are bringing new players in, but she's lonely at the top, you know, and she inspires everybody. So that's really good, and it's more and more recognized. I have to say, also on TV in Holland, it's more and more recognized, because that's what was not happening 10 years ago.
Yeah, I suppose, you know, we spoke about Esther, but we shouldn't forget somebody like Robin Armeland and some of the other colleagues of theirs.
Right, it's a group that is more broad. We have 20 players in the selection, the wheelchair tennis selection, so it's really a broader group. So you should not only look at the top, it's all about bringing new players in, and they come.
Excellent, thank you very much.
Thank you.